Hi everybody, how everybody doing? I just wanted to come on. I felt it was necessary to, and I want to kind of point out some things in case it's a misunderstanding with others. Now I know I mentioning how rent have to be paid, and I just want to point something out about that. Um, the way it works in any household, it is the responsibility of everyone in the household to help pay rent, you know, and it is not one person's responsibility to do that. We don't do that. That's something else we never did do. And so yeah, we believe in all working. This is why, again, I've been coming on and discussing why I have to work. That's another reason why I have to work. See, I have to help pay rent. Yeah, it is not the responsibility of one person in a household to pay all the rent by themselves. That's not how that works. And we don't do that. See, so we, I have to work, is what I'm saying. And again, and again, when I work, that helps me, or if not, it allows me to pay rent or my portion of rent and portion in bills and any other household expenses that are needed, and to also provide for myself, and help provide for my family. So yeah, that's one of the points I want to again point out. Yeah, that is why I have to work. And so two, what I want to point out again, now the reason, unfortunately, we have been experiencing, or we have more than once at this point, being evicted was because I wasn't working, or either working enough. When I was working lately, it was like limited, with limited pay. I have to work a regular full time job, a job that would be sufficient paying so that I can pay rent. It have to be plenty to pay rent and cover other expenses that are needed, or that I need, or that we need in the household. So I want to point that out. Yeah, it is not the responsibility of one adult to pay all the rent, all the bills. That's not how that go. Every adult in the household is supposed to pay equal portions for the rent, utility bills, food, and whatever other house expenses that may be. So that's how that's supposed to go, and that's how we've always operated in every household we've been in. And the places that we didn't again keep, the reason for that again was because I wasn't working enough with sufficient pay. Again, I would kind of like work like part time or receive part time pay. So I can't do that. I have to work a 9 to 5 that is a decent paying 9 to 5, that where I can have enough to pay rent. See, so yeah, working. This is like a regular thing going on a lot, because of some of it is because of the economy. And a shortage of jobs and things like that. But I just want to point out and make it clear that Um, for example, using to work and receive, let's just say, for example, on a monthly basis, if I was to receive $300 per month in cash, if my rent is $400, that's not enough. $300 is not enough to pay my rent. See, so this is why I have to work um, like regularly and with decent full time pay. I have to have plenty to pay the rent or help pay rent. And so this is what I'm saying. Uh, yeah, we are not, we don't do that. We're not a family where one adult pay all the rent by themselves, all the bills. We don't do that. We never did, and we don't want to do that now. We can't do that now. So this is that's what I really wanted again to point out. Yeah, it have to be sufficient pay. See, I have to have sufficient pay, and what that basically mean again is it have to be enough where I can pay rent, bills, utilities, car expenses. When I say bills, the difference between bills and utilities is, utilities are expenses, bills at a house or a home or a residence. Bills are like, maybe for example, credit card bills, things like this. I want to point that out. Maybe I'm kind of thinking maybe that could be a misunderstanding that some have. So yeah, there are more expenses than just rent and bills, or utilities and bills, you, or utilities and rent. There are more expenses than that, and I have to be able to make all of those expenses. That's how that go. So this is yeah, I have to work. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Yeah, see, and so we have to again. I'm still looking for work. Again, this is why I have to work. And again, the reason why again we haven't been able to pay rent, is because I haven't been working or working enough. I have to work enough, is what I'm saying, or plenty to have enough to pay. See, rent and other expenses. So yeah, I just want to point that out. See, it's yeah, it is not the responsibility of one adult in the household. If they're uh, every adult is supposed to pay equal portions for rent and bills. That's how that's supposed to go in any household anywhere, and that's what we do, and that's what we have to do too. So this is the thing. My point with it, I want to point that out. Maybe there's a misunderstanding with that. If so, I hope it's clear now. But yeah, we again, this is why I have to work. I have to work on a regular basis, and with what is said, sufficient income, or sufficient pay. You know, I have to be able to cover rent. Or we have to be able to cover. We have to pay the rent in equal portions. We all have to each pay a portion, an equal portion for the rent, utilities, and what other household expenses that may be. Food, household products, hygiene products, all of that. See, so yeah, we can't do, one person can't do all of that. One adult can't pay for everything, all of those expenses by themselves in this household. So yeah, no one in this household is that well to do that. No one in my household is well enough to do that. They're not, what I mean, they don't have that kind of money. They're not making that kind of money to, they're not earning that kind of money to do that. So this is